Money in the Bank was a professional wrestling pay-per-view event produced by WWE, which took place on July 15, 2012 at the US Airways Center in Phoenix, Arizona. It was the third annual Money in the Bank pay-per-view and the seventh event in the 2012 WWE PPV schedule. The event had 188,000 buys, slightly down on the 2011 Money in the Bank figure of 195,000 buys. Background: Money in the Bank featured 7 professional wrestling matches that involved different wrestlers from pre-existing feuds, plots, and storylines that played out on WWE's primary television programs. Wrestlers portrayed villains or heroes as they followed a series of events that built tension and culminated in a wrestling match or series of matches. At previous Money in the Bank events, Raw wrestlers competed for the WWE Championship contract and SmackDown competitors challenged for the World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. The 2012 event featured 2 inter-branded Money in the Bank ladder matches, one for a future WWE Championship match and the other for a future World Heavyweight Championship match. On the June 25 episode of Raw, Vicky Guerrero announced that only previous WWE champions may participate in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the WWE Championship contract. The 4 participants are Kane, Chris Jericho, Big Show and John Cena. Earlier, during the pay-per-view, The Miz would return from filming the Marine 3 Homefront and announced that he would insert himself in the match. On the June 29 episode of SmackDown, qualifying matches were held for the Money in the Bank ladder match for the World Heavyweight Championship contract. In those matches, Damien Sandow defeated Zack Ryder, Tyson Kidd defeated Jack Swagger, Santino Marella and Christian defeated Cody Rhodes and David Otunga in a tag team match and Tensai defeated Justin Gabriel. On the July 3 Great American Bash edition of SmackDown, Rhodes defeated Christian and Dolph Ziggler defeated Alex Riley in 2 additional qualifying matches. The final qualifying match for the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank ladder match took place on the July 9 episode of Raw in which Sin Cara defeated Heath Slater. In addition, there was a rivalry involving CM Punk and Daniel Bryan for Punk's WWE Championship. In his reign as WWE Champion, he had successfully defended his title against several contenders, and had defeated Bryan in several pay-per-views, the last one also involving Kane. At the same time, Bryan's ex-girlfriend AJ had taken a liking towards Punk and Kane and had also rekindled her interest in Bryan, but Punk and Kane believed that she was unstable due to Bryan breaking up with AJ. Following No Way Out, Bryan defeated Punk and Kane to earn his rematch against Punk at Money in the Bank. Weeks later, AJ was named special guest referee. Right before the pay-per-view began, WWE.com posted that the no disqualification stipulation was added. Pre-show, the match that took place during the pre-show to the pay-per-view was between the team of Kofi Kingston and R-Truth defending their tag team title against Hunico and Camacho. R-Truth pinned Camacho after hitting him with the Little Jimmy. Event. The first match that aired in the event was a Money in the Bank ladder match for a World Heavyweight Championship contract. This featured Damien Sandow, Tensai, Christian, Santino Marella, Tyson Kidd, Dolph Ziggler, Cody Rhodes and Sin Cara. Santino appeared to have a chance to win the match after giving Ziggler the Cobra, but his fear of heights caused a delay which cost him a shot at retrieving the case. Cody then appeared ready to retrieve the case, but he was distracted by Vicky Guerrero and that allowed Dolph to hit him with a zigzag. Kidd then pulled off the move of the match by knocking Dolph off the ladder with the aid of another ladder and a high-flying move. The action even took place outside of the ring as Tensai set up a ladder outside of the ring across the ring apron and power-bombed Sin Cara on it. Christian appeared to be ready to retrieve the case when Ziggler used the ladder Tensai set up as a bridge back into the ring, knocked Christian off of the ladder and then grabbed the suitcase. Then The Miz returned and said he will be the next WWE Champion and will be in tonight's Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. The next bout was for the World Heavyweight Championship between the champion Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. Sheamus entered the match with a tender shoulder following Alberto's attack on Friday night. That injury became a major part of this match after Sheamus accidentally rammed his left shoulder into the ring post. Despite the injury, Sheamus was able to hit the white noise. He was then able to hit the bro kick to get the win. Another tag team match featured in the pay-per-view between the Primetime Players and Primo and Epico. WWE Tag Team Champions Kofi Kingston and R-Truth were at ringside providing commentary for the match. The Primetime Players were on the verge of winning the match after Darren Young caught Primo with his knees when he tried for a high-flying move. However, Darren lost his focus, which allowed Primo to roll him up and get the win. The fourth match was a no-disqualification WWE Championship match between CM Punk and Daniel Bryan with special guest referee AJ. During the bout, Punk accidentally knocked AJ down. Bryan took advantage of the situation and made it appear that he was concerned about her health when she was escorted to the back of the arena. While AJ was away, Bryan worked over the injured ribs of the champion with the aid of a kendo stick. Punk got his second wind and tried for the go-to-sleep twice, but Bryan was able to counter the move each time. Bryan was able to put Punk in a surfboard, which Punk escaped by using the kendo stick. AJ returned to the ring and made the second referee go to the back after both men were down following Daniel Bryan giving Punk a superplex. She brought a chair into the ring and put it in the center of the ring. Daniel was able to get control of the chair, and despite leveling Punk with it several times, he was unable to get the 3 count. Bryan tried to sweet-talk his ex-girlfriend, which allowed Punk to roll him up for a 2 count. Punk set the chair up in the corner, and before he could whip Daniel Bryan into that corner, AJ stood in that corner. Her distraction allowed Daniel Bryan to gain the advantage. However, Bryan went to grab the stick, she stood on it. That distraction allowed Punk to deliver a slam with the chair followed by the diving elbow drop. Punk missed and his elbow landed on the chair. Bryan put Punk in the yes lock and then used the cane for additional leverage. Punk fought out of the move and was able to deliver the GTS, but he could only get a 2 count out of it. Punk brought a table into the ring and finally won the match after giving Daniel Bryan a back suplex off the top rope through it. Next is a handicap match between Ryback and the team of Kurt Hawkins and Tyler Rex. Ryback was in trouble for a little bit during the match, but eventually physically overwhelmed both men before hitting Rex with the shell shock to get the win. Up next is the 6-Diva tag team match between the group of Layla, Kaitlyn, and Tamina Snuka against the team of Beth Phoenix, Natalya, and Eve. When the referee lost control of the match, Tamina hit Phoenix with a kick. Beth stumbled into Layla, who hit her with a neck breaker to get the win for her team. And the main event featured John Cena, Big Show, Chris Jericho, Kane and The Miz for a WWE Championship contract. Cena gave Show the AA through the Spanish announcer's table, and then the rest of the wrestlers buried Show under several ladders. Jericho became the lone man in the ring after he hit Cena with a table after Cena gave Kane an AA on top of The Miz, who was lying on a ladder. Just as Jericho was about to grab the suitcase, Show came back into the match and destroyed the ladder Jericho was on with one hand. Show destroyed every ladder that was in the ring and then grabbed his super-sized ladder which was under the ring. Kane and Show fought on top of the ladder, but Show won that battle. He then knocked Cena off the top of the ladder. Jericho was finally able to get Show off the ladder with the aid of a chair. Jericho applied a sleeper hold to Cena while both men were at the top of the ladder. After Cena fell to the mat, Jericho almost grabbed the briefcase, but The Miz sneaked up the other side of the ladder and both men almost grabbed it. While they were battling, Show climbed up the ladder and gave Jericho and The Miz KO punches. Cena climbed up the other side of the ladder and used the case to block Show's punch and then grabbed the briefcase and knocked Big Show off of the ladder. Aftermath. On July 23, 2012, during Raw 1000, John Cena cashed in his Money in the Bank on CM Punk by having a singles match with him, becoming only the second superstar to announce his intention prior to cashing in. Cena won the match via disqualification, thus not winning the title after Big Show interfered. This made John Cena the first of 2 superstars to officially cash in the contract and not win the championship, the other being Damien Sandow. Meanwhile, Dolph Ziggler attempted various times to cash in the contract following Money in the Bank, including 4 times on SmackDown against Sheamus and Big Show when they were champions respectively, and on 2 episodes of Raw attempted to cash in, being thwarted by John Cena and Ricardo Rodriguez respectively. Dolph defended the briefcase twice, on the August 20 episode of Raw to Chris Jericho and at TLC to Cena in a ladder match. Dolph finally cashed in the contract, defeating Alberto Del Rio on the April 8, 2013 episode of Raw, after Del Rio had been attacked by Jack Swagger. The feud between Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio continued into SummerSlam, where Sheamus beat Del Rio. After Sheamus attacked Ricardo Rodriguez, Del Rio sought David Otunga to ban the Bro Kick. This was granted by SmackDown General Manager Booker T. The ban was lifted at Night of Champions, where Sheamus won. Also, at Raw 1000, CM Punk turned heel after attacking The Rock, who was helping John Cena fend off Big Show. At SummerSlam, Punk defended the WWE Championship against Cena and Show in a triple threat match, and at Night of Champions against Cena, where the match ended in a draw. Punk would continue to defend the WWE Championship until the 2013 Royal Rumble, where, thanks to interference from The Shield, The Rock would defeat him for it. Reception: Money in the Bank received generally positive reviews. The Baltimore Sun called the pay-per-view strong, if unspectacular. They praised the WWE title match, calling it a fun ride, and that the no disqualification stipulation really added to the contest. Both Money in the Bank matches were well received. 411 Mania awarded the pay-per-view a 7.8/10, calling it good. The WWE title match received a 4/5, while both the Money in the Bank matches received a 3.5/5 rating. Results, see also. List of WWE pay-per-view events, references. External links, official Money in the Bank website, Money in the Bank event site.